What do you do for a living?
I'm in school.
School? What does he do?
He's in school too.
School? There we are.
Yeah,
Would you date him if he's making like less money than you?
I wouldn't care.
Really?
Well, yeah. I don't care.
What if he's making like $2,000 a month and you're making like $5,000?
Well, then together that's like $7,000.
It's cool now, but once y'all live together, money gets tight. That's when the problems start.
When she's paying all the bills, buying all the groceries.
Yeah, you come home, he ain't doing nothing, and you catch all this porn on his computer. This dude been busting nuts sitting home all day.
Yeah, that could wear on a relationship, man, especially if you're paying for the majority of the necessities, the rent and everything, and he just paying for the cigarettes. That shit wear you down over time.
It's cool now, but wait till he lose his job. Wait till you get some girlfriends around you. What? He ain't working. He only make $2,000. Hey, you know, Steve been talking. He really likes you.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
Yeah, he's a doctor. He's making all kinds of money.
House. This is my house. I sold my pussy for this fucking house. I did everything. I did.
You guys might make $1 million on only. You're trading $1 million for 45 to 70 years of loneliness. $1 million is a house.
But they said they're okay with
It's not worth it, dude. There's a lot of life to live. She gave up a 3-year marriage to go to Miami. A 3-year marriage for Miami. She said, well, he didn't let me go to Miami.
You say men?
She threw away a 3-year marriage.
Sir, you're making her cry.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry. We just been through a lot and I don't know what else to do.
All right, well, I guess
I'm gonna burn it. I'm gonna burn it now.
the truth hurts. Women can't handle the truth.
Help the channel get 1,000 subscribers.
Did a husband cross the line when he left his wife at the airport? The husband explained they had about 15 minutes until boarding started, and his wife insisted on going to Starbucks, which was on a different terminal. He told her she didn't have time, but she didn't listen. He waited as long as possible, but when the gate agent was about to close the door, he decided to get on the plane, and the wife did not make the connection.
Yeah, throw the whole wife away. First of all, he was going to visit his daughter. So when the wife decided to go to another terminal with 15 minutes to board the plane, she made him make a choice between her and his daughter.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
What is the most romantic thing a man can do for a woman, and what's the most romantic thing a woman can do for a man?
Okay, so I'd say the most romantic thing, I'll just use my own marriage, for instance. Obviously, for a woman being able to cook and clean, but I'll give some more specific examples like what I do. I wake my husband up with a massage and coffee every single morning, and every single night I'm scratching his scalp and like giving him a back massage until he falls asleep. It's important that he falls asleep first. And I would say something that's romantic that he does for me. Well, since I do all of the cooking, it's nice when he takes me out for dinner because it's like a little break and it's just special. And then also even just while we're here in Miami, he's kind of like my little bodyguard, like making sure if there's any men walking by, he just like puts his arm around me and just making sure that I'm protected. That's really romantic, and that's something that a woman could never do for a man.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Love
Wow. I like it.
You are blessed.
I think a lot of women should really take heed to what you're saying. It's really great
Some very
stuff.
good points.
I mean,
Both you guys.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So I shot a scene with another man for the first time in the 7 years that I've been shooting. I've always shot with my husband. And like 8 days ago, something like that, I was like, I'm going to go do my scene. I came home and I feel like it was a little rough because it was new territory. Like we didn't really know our boundaries yet. We have had a threesome with another guy. It was just like very, very early in it wasn't even a relationship. I was like, he was a fuck boy and I was the girl he was fucking. And like we had a threesome one night and then we never talked about it again. It was like taboo to talk about. We just pretended it didn't happen. But like Adam and I have always been just down to have some fun sexual experiences. But then as he fell like more in love with me and I fell in love with him, he was just like, I can't do that with you and another guy. I can't see with another guy. It just like, it wasn't going to work for us.
The one thing I will say that surprised me a lot about Islam is the amount of emotion involved. Islam is a very masculine frame with which to approach life. Traditional values are enforced. A man has to protect. A man has to provide. The blessing of means then you should give back to the community. To me, it's a very masculine mindset to apply to life. But also the amount of emotion involved. When I took Shahada, the Sheikh, he cried. And he's a serious guy. He's a masculine guy. He's the sort of guy you want to be polite to, but he shed a tear. To see such a masculine man, brought to that emotion is magical. I think it's very rare. And then often in the masjid, people are crying. I had no idea. I had one guy next to me once. He was quivering with emotion. That's how powerful it is. Muslim men say, you have a very soft heart. You are open to Islam. You'll do well. I'm like, why are all these very strong masculine men talking about the heart? It's quite an interesting thing. The type of masculinity that I see in Muslim men who take their faith seriously is a very rounded masculinity. Yes, you take care of your family. Yes, it's your duty to be strong and to be able to defend and provide. But at the same time, you can shed a tear when talking about your relationship with God. You can feel emotion, and that's not frowned upon.
If I came up to you and I said, I think you're really attractive, if I took you on a date and dropped the bag on you, made you feel special, would you be open to fucking after and then possibly something more? How would you take that?
If you took me on a date and you dropped a bag on me and told me how you felt, I'd probably get freaked out and leave right away. If we're on a first date or we have our first, second, third interaction, like, what I want is for you to be slightly unavailable. Like, don't spill all the tea. Don't give me all the details. Like, I want you to be, like, as unavailable to the point where, like, I'm guessing, and I don't want to, like, know that you want me, and then I'll be more attracted to you and willing to move farther physically and emotionally with you.
So you need a guy who's gonna wreck you emotionally and make you feel like he doesn't even need you.
Yeah, I guess if you...
We should not be afraid to leave these men. I woke up to 30,000 unalive and grape threats on Twitter today over that take, and I'm really failing to see what's wrong with it. I'm failing to see what's wrong in telling young women who get married young that if they are in relationships that are unhealthy and toxic and make them unhappy, that just because they made a commitment, they are not stuck in these relationships. The only people who are mad, it seems like to me, are the men who are the toxic ones in these relationships and who are afraid of their women having self-realization and exercising free will and leaving them. Because the only thing holding their relationships together is probably the fact that they made a commitment, and their religion and families fucking perpetuate that ideal that you have to stay in a relationship you committed to. You don't. If you're unhappy, get the fuck out of there.
If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus, nigga?
Oh my God, of course it's not that easy if you have kids, but what do you want to teach your kids? Do you want to teach them to put up with things simply for the betterment of someone else? And at the end of the day, is it for the betterment of your children if you're unhappy?
Help the channel get 1,000 subscribers.